My welcome back party seems to be... Yeah, there's no balloons falling from the ceiling.
By the way,
What's up?
where did that come from?
What thing? Oh,
You know what thing.
Chris. Yeah. Yeah, he brought it over. They're like all being marched to their death. Do you see that? Or does it just look like a...
Like a good time.
Oh, no, I mean,
I
yeah.
see the devil or the reaper, but
Yeah. You know, Chris.
it also was kind of their deal.
Yeah.
They were
I guess that's fair.
They
too.
were the reapers.
Yeah. So I'm back. How are things going here for you?
Things are going, man. Life keeps on moving. Never cease to get kicked in the nuts a little bit.
Yeah. That's how life works.
But I'd rather hear about the beauty of Colorado.
The beauty of Colorado. So me and Cass did an episode, and I currently found we recorded there. Okay, just real quick. Josh at Lumpy Ridge Brewing, he let us go out on the back deck before they opened and record. My phone with our new recording or travel mics got too hot and shut down, so I lost the audio. Come to find out, the DJI still has the audio, so I'm going to try and pull that. I'm working on it right now. I got to do some enhance. So we're going to see if I can't save that. Me and Katz are going to do another recording too, though, because we want a chance to actually sit in the podcast room and talk about before, while we were there, and after too. But yeah, Josh was graceful enough to allow us to go and record there and stuff too. So I was pretty pumped up about that. If anybody is ever in Estes Park, go immediately to there. That's where we like to go, especially right after a hike. I forgot what I was gonna. What did you ask me? I'm sorry.
Oh, I
don't know. Kind of spun out today.
Yes. I feel like I got less sleep than I did the night before. Last night.
Yeah, and you had a rough
night
the night before.
So I guess here's a question I had for you. Every time we've gone to Colorado, we've driven. I want to know if you felt like the anticipation or the wow was a little different, because we used to drive through. I mean, if you don't know, the eastern part of Colorado looks like a farm field.
Literally half the state.
It's until
more than half the state.
Yeah, it's until you get farther west, closer to Denver, that you start to see the mountains. So when my first trip out there from Tennessee, we drove out there, and both of us, you might have been playing along, which was great either way. But I kept seeing these things that looked like mountains. And then we get closer, and it was just clouds. It was literally 3 or 4 hours. We were driving towards these things that I was like, mountains, look at them. They're way out there, and they're not getting any bigger.
Yeah.
I want to know if flying in made a difference to you as far as that anticipation, or was it just immediately like, oh, we're here,
So obviously, we skipped last year because of what was going on and stuff, and just with our job, and it was a hard year this last year. So the anticipation was already there because, as you know, I am a firm believer in the mountains are calling. Ever since my first time going out to Colorado. I mean, I'm not sure if my parents took me out when I was real little, but I've always had this Michigan has always been my home. I'm grateful for my family to be here, but I've always had the urge to travel. My mom and my grandma, I know I'm gonna go off a tangent, I'm gonna bring it back. But my mom and my grandma took my mom around traveling all over. I mean, to Thailand, all Vietnam, all over when my mom was younger. And so it's like, I don't know if that somehow got ingrained in the DNA, the little bit of wonder of traveling and stuff like that. So I've always wanted to.
Maybe it skipped a generation. Your mom doesn't seem to travel a ton.
No, she doesn't. But I think that's because she already did. And she was really just looking for a stable place for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my dad grew up in Manchester. My mom grew up in Chelsea. Like, that is stable. That's home. That's where family is. It's where family's always been. And it's great.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, it's not like I've always had this calling to go out west. I've always had, like, there's something about Michigan when it gets a little too fucking gloomy. Like, there is seasonal depression. It exists. I've been hit by it 1,000 times. So for me, it's like when the sun stops shining here, I immediately get a feeling of like, I need sunshine and I need to get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, learning that I can't just run away from everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had a couple times where as you know, like, I just jumped in the truck. I had things going on and I didn't want to deal with them. And I was like, hey, I go to Tennessee. By the way, right after, we're going to Colorado.
Yeah.
And we just kind of took off throughout that. So like when we flew in this time, I had already had that, like, I really want to be out there. Like, I am ready to leave Michigan behind. I'm ready to go and see mountains again. And I'll get into this too, because I did myself a huge injustice. Me and Cass kind of talk about it too. But I started developing this Colorado playlist the first time that me and you went out.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment I see the mountains, and we know that they're the mountains driving in, I start playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time you get from when you can see the mountains, when you're in the Valley of Estes and you pull into the valley and you see all of Estes and Longs Peak, playlist is over. It's probably not that way now. I've been adding a few more songs. If anybody else wants to come out with more songs that say Colorado, they'll be added.
And you should post it.
Yeah, I definitely should. I just added another one today. It was funny that I forget the guy's. It's like Vincent something, but funny enough, he was playing in Red Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
The Saturday that we were there. We were gonna go down and see him, but we completely forgot. So back to the plane. We usually drive in, and everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I got off the plane. Funny enough, the fires, like the smoke from the fire and stuff, couldn't even see the fucking mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So we got in the Suburban, and I pressed the fucking button on the playlist. And by the time we made it, like, we ended up going a different way. Usually as we drive in, usually our drive from Michigan ends up above Denver and goes over and through Loveland. When we were at the Denver airport, it's a little bit south. So we like have to cut south, and then we end up going through, I'm fucking blanking on the name right now, but then you end up, it's like, I don't know, 20 miles north of Boulder, cut into the valley the other way. So like, we obviously could see the mountains when we got closer there.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, you went by Estes Cone.
Yeah. So we, so like the anticipation, like that like dreaminess of like the mountains are calling and we can see it. I mean, it got blocked by the fire. However, there's this spiritual thing, like a gut feeling that I'm in like a different place. And I don't know if it's like from the constant want of being there, or if it's just, like I said, I don't, like, whatever the universe, whatever is saying, like whether the air is different. I felt completely different. So like all of that anticipation and all of that like good feeling that we get when we get to the mountains, like all of it came no matter what, whether I couldn't, like I could see that there were mountains there. It's not like, but the smoke was so bad that day that you can't see anything up top until we got into Estes. And even then it was still pretty smoky and stuff. So,
I mean, I think there's people talk about God's country,
yeah,
especially in country songs and what have you. I think God's country is the mountain.
100%.
Farm fields are great and all, but I've been seeing them all my life. So I personally, like, even if it's gloomy, because we get fires here from Canada all the time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Thanks, and Canada. It does make thanks, Obama. So yeah, it gets kind of gloomy like that, and it's definitely not the same. But you could put smoke, fog, rain, snow, whatever you want in front of a mountain, and I'll be pretty happy because it just adds another layer. Yeah. It's almost like it's like photo editing or photoshopping things. There's layers to all this, and I think it makes everything look even cooler when there's smoke around a mountain.
Yeah, I mean, I got to talking to the people who live there and stuff, and obviously, like especially Estes, it's fucking hard because you can't use Trail Ridge Road, which goes up. I forget how, but it goes up to the Alpine Center. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it goes up fucking high, and can't use it in the winter. It's shut down. So now you have the option of going north. Dude, indigestion is so bad. You have the option of going north or you have the option of going south. Well, there was one year where both the roads are fucking blocked by fire. So now you're going like 6 hours out of your way to get around, or you're just not going. Mm-hmm. So I understood it too. It was just so funny, like hearing the different, everybody out there was talking to us about Michigan and stuff. And dude, we ran into 7 people from Michigan right off the bat. We got to number 4 and I look at Cass and I'm like, if we meet one more person from Michigan, we're moving. Like, it's just a sign at this point. Fucking 20 minutes later, 2 more people. Mm-hmm. And then later on throughout the week, another person and another person. And they all live there and they all work there. And they're all like, we came out here like 9, 10, 14 years ago. No, I'm never going back.
Yeah.
Like the nice thing is when you go out, when you go out there and stuff, it's like they get so much more sunshine. Even if it's snow, like the sunshine out there is just it's always there.
Closer to it.
Yeah, and when we're here in Michigan, man, it's like, I don't want to dog this state, but also it fucking sucks sometimes. Like, we're here and it's just mush. Vehicles are shit. Everything's just gloomy, and like, we don't get winter wonderland Michigan as much as everybody probably thinks that we do. And our summers are great. They're fucking hot and
humid. Yeah.
And like, we're not necessarily, we go to the lake and stuff, but it's like, we've been so busy, we haven't even had a chance to do that.
Yeah.
But I think that also just pertains to the fact that life needs to slow down a little bit. And I think that we've kind of made our decision, and we're going to try and figure it out how to do it and how to just go and like make the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Cass talked about it too. Like, we're starry eyed, right, when we go on vacation. But when I go out west, I know that there's challenges out there for me. So if I get into this, like, even 2 years ago, I was in better shape.
Mm-hmm.
And with the last 2 years being, it's my fault, right? Like, all of the weight that I've gained, everything that I've let myself go through, like, that is my fault. When I got out there, I was mad at myself. I was pissed because I'm like just doing the normal walking around and like don't feel good enough. And then my mind is just nonstop giving myself shit for not preparing to be out there because we were prepared to go on hikes. I knew I wasn't going to go climb longs. I knew I wasn't in shape for that, but I needed to go out to the mountains. I had to go or I was going to lose my mind here. It might sound crazy to people, but like, there's a point now where it's like, I feel a year in if I don't have that in my life. Like, and again, that just brings it back to the point of like, if you're living in a place, I talked to Nate about this, and it's like, if you're living in a place and you've been there your entire life and you're doing everything you can and you just feel like your environment needs to change, resets aren't that hard. And like, I'm not telling anybody to run away from your problems. Like, you can't run away from the problems that you're causing yourself. But if you're working on yourself and you feel as if, hey, I need a reset in life. I need new experiences, new places. I like the same old in and out, the same right turn, which is what I talked to you about.
Yep.
It's like we got off the highway here after just running to rock climb to the gym, to the rock climbing gym, and we came back and I took a right off the same highway in the same road that I've been driving the fucking last same 4 years. And there's a part of me that's like, you should be grateful. And I am. But there's also a part of me that is like, you don't have to be. Like, this doesn't have to be what you are doing.
You don't have to settle.
Yeah. If you're not happy here, you're happy with who you're with. Like, I'm happy to be with Cass. I'm happy to be with my friends. Happy to be with my family. But I'm just not happy here I'm not as happy here as I am when I get out into the mountains, because it's like an everyday thing. I just have this urge to where it's like, I want to see more and I want to do more and I want to climb more and I want to hike more. And I've never got this feeling sitting on a beach to where I'm like, this is nice and I could sit here forever. I've never got it. And I almost, again, like I've always socially drank. So it's not like I could just sit here with a Bahama Mama the rest of my life. I'd lose my mind within a week. But like when I get out there, I feel like a whole new person. And it feels like when I'm coming back here, I'm running away from something I'm supposed to be doing out there. B.A.D would work great out there, We've had a lot of talks before about trying to figure out how to make it work out there.
Yeah, we almost ended up in Arizona.
I know. Which, in retrospect would have been terrible too.
I guess we'll never know for sure. But probably, because close to the border there.
Yeah. The B.A.D project is about finding those small distractions that keep you moving when life tries to pin you down. That's what our gear stands for. They're reminders you can wear, carry, and share to push through those hard days. Every shirt, every hat, every sticker helps spread the message. When you're wearing it, you're not just buying our merch, you're backing the mission. We're building more than just a brand. As we roll out B.A.D activity events, your support helps make them possible. With new drops, holiday specials, and surprises always around the corner, we really are just getting started. If you want to go even deeper, hit our new Patreon for B.A.D Thoughts episodes, bonus content, behind the scenes, and a closer seat in this community we're building. We're even doing giveaways. So check out the gear at thebadproject.com, hit our Patreon, and follow us on all the socials to stay locked in. This movement's only growing, and you're going to be a part of it. Thanks for everything you guys are doing. Love you all. Yeah, man, so I got out there, and I was giving myself a really fucking hard time. Like a really hard time. Looking back on it now, it's funny because I'm like, we sit here and we tell everybody, like, don't give yourself that hard time. You're trying. And I like fixed that when I made it to the top of Mount Olympus that Nick had told us to do. And I'm like, we're hiking up and hiking up. It's a fucking it's a straight shot, dude. Like, it is like, there's no warming up. There's nothing. I mean, we could have at the car, whatever. We didn't realize it. And just straight up. And I'm struggling, dude. Like, we get closer and closer and closer. And I start like checking my all trails. How far away are we, dude? Like, I can't, I'm really my mind is like, turn around. You just can't do it. You're not who you were when you first came out here. You're not even who you were 2 years ago, and you were still out of shape then. And we kept going and kept going. Cass really was the one to push me. She was like, you need to think about how like grateful you are that this is a reminder for what you want to be, and for like use this as a reminder for how healthy you want to be and how you need to eat and how like you need to stay on a right track because you want to enjoy every bit of this.
Mhm.
and that helped a lot. But when you're in the middle of that hard workout, my brain still kept trying to drag me back. And we make it up, and I see the top, and then my brain goes, Summit Fever. Fucking beeline right for the top, scrambled up, had fun. I actually still have videos I got to show you guys because I have some that I had on the glasses of me and Cass like bouldering up on this top shelf and stuff. It was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, Matt and Nick would love this. Look how far up I am. I might fall and die. Don't care. I got my glasses on. But when I got up there, it sent me into like it sent me back into like these are the things that make you happy kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like hiking, getting to the top of things, the journey of the hike, like all of the struggle, everything's like right there in front of me. And it was nice to like have all of it happen in a 3-hour time frame.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm up there and, you just see the world. It's crazy. Fucking fantastic, dude. I Frontier tickets for Michigan are $63 round trip. Somebody, if you have an extra $2,000 laying around, go jump on that plane and drive out into the mountains and go hiking. Do it safely, do some research, but do it. It's just going to change your life.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, personally, whenever I'm climbing up or hiking up a mountain, I like to try to think of like I get to struggle through this. Mostly because, outside of one time I was in excellent shape to do this. And I chickened out that time. I could have finished the Longs Peak hike. I didn't. And I regret it. Because then immediately Nick goes back the next year and fucking does it anyway. And so I don't know. Like, I'm still to this day, I'm wondering if I talked him out of it, if he talked me out of it, if we talked each other out of it that day. But I believe he told me it was just as bad, if not worse, the day that he went.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was the guys he was with that just told him to go for it. But either way, I wish I would have. But I mean, I will say the quietest, also the loudest, but the quietest place I've ever been is on a mountain. Not all the way up because it's windy.
It's windy.
No matter what.
There.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the density of the trees and the rocks and everything else. But it's some of the quietest stuff you'll ever experience. Like our first trip, the first time we went up that first mountain by Bear Lake. Still can't remember what the fuck it's called.
We were hiking up Flat Top. Just as a perspective, like they got hit with like 3.5 feet of snow 2 days before we got there.
Yeah.
And so it was a blizzard still on the mountain. Mm-hmm. There's nobody else but me and you and one other guy. I think I talked about it in the last podcast.
Everyone
the
else
guy getting lost.
Yeah, everyone else was
being smart.
It was like ICP fans in their cargo their basketball shorts and their cutoffs walking to Bear Lake and then walking back to their bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, like when we did that one, shortly, probably 40 minutes before we decided to turn around, I remember looking out and, I like video games. Anyone who knows it'll know, but like it kind of reminded me of Skyrim because it was so quiet and the snow insulated everything. The trees insulated everything. I could look down and I could kind of see a river down at the bottom of this valley in this gorge. And I was like, man, I could just see a dragon flying around through the snow up here at any minute and being like, that, just that music of an enemy being near you starting or whatever. But it's such a cool, backdrop.
Yeah.
In any weather.
It was fun, man. I especially being up there in the snow and stuff too, and I had told you too, it's, it really wasn't going up. It's just coming down when the snow starts to melt and there's ice and, but yeah, there's just like the quiet is something that is just beyond enjoyable,
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever experienced a quieter place especially in the snow.
No, and I don't know. Some people are drawn to different things.
Yeah.
Some people love sitting by the ocean and hearing it roll in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I never have. And the ocean to me, even Great Lakes, like it's just to sit there and have a drink. Like it really is. I do
get bored at the beach. I agree.
I get very bored of it. And I know like the kids love it and like and it's not something that I like take for granted. You know, I used to go pier jumping and do all of that stuff. And I used to have a blast. Once I got older, it's like I go in the water and we throw the football around and we hang out and it's fun. But eventually I'm bored and I don't want to sit and drink. Like
I get bored drinking on a beach too.
It's not something that I like necessarily enjoy. And it's something that's been in the back of my mind to do for like the last 8 years. There's a reason that I've been going out there every year that I can. I've only missed 2 years in between. So like I've gone out there 6 out of the last 8 years for at least a week or 2 weeks at a time. I mean, the one time we went with, it was like right at COVID or whatever. And God bless Dan, man. That fucking guy has put up with so much of my shit. And I can't be more thankful. But I remember COVID happened and we weren't supposed to be working anyways, but I had money and set aside and that's when I was dealing with stuff and I just was like ready to run away. Called Jake and like, hey, gonna go down to Tennessee.
You need Tums? I got Tums in the truck.
I'm all right. Yeah, I called Jake up and I was like, hey, let's, hey, can I come down to Tennessee? Can I come to Nashville? And that's when me and you started actually hanging out, when we actually got each other's phone numbers, not talking off Snapchat for like the last 5 years before that. And and then I called you and I was like, hey, I'm going to go to Tennessee. And you're like, I'm all right. Okay. Called you back, 4 seconds later? I don't know. It was like probably 2 minutes. And I was like, you know what? And this will show you too, like what my bipolar brain was doing at the time. This is before I think it was right after I got diagnosed.
Yeah. Shortly
after.
That's how I knew.
Yeah. Before I was like super self-aware of like, this is a poor decision. I was like, hey, I'm going to go to Colorado right after. Might just be for a day or two. And then we got to Costco and like
getting gas.
Yeah, the dude's like chasing us out of there with extra bread. And I'm like, I don't need it. And we're getting gas and I just like fuck it. We're just stay longer. Dan calls me, texts me, and he's like, hey, you can work tomorrow, right? And I was like, no, I'm not going to be back for a week. And he's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I got out here. We just drove to Colorado instead of Nashville. Like,
you're like, I'm 1,000 miles away.
I am not coming back to work. Yeah, dude. I mean, that was one of the funnest times that I've had out there too, even though it was like in the middle of winter, but it was just like peanut butter and bread sandwiches,
dude,
with a truck knife. And
that first trip was so much fun. And we'll get back to your current trip.
Yeah.
But that first trip was so fun because, we'd been kind of chatting up. Is Jesse, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesse at Creature Control, which is,
I don't think it's around anymore.
Yeah. Or it's sold, whatever. Either way.
I think it's sold.
We've been talking to him, working for him a little bit. And then, he was like, I got a place out there. I got a guy who's out there.
Right on like one of the higher hills in Loveland right before the peak. I completely forgot that was the trip.
Dude. Like
completely forgot about that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the benefits of peanut butter sandwiches and the truck knife were amazing. But we went and slept in a shack on the side of a mountain, or the side of a big hill. It was on a mountain.
Yeah.
But it was a big hill. We got hit by a crazy storm.
That was
sleeping in a sleeping bag on a slab of concrete, wondering if the building was going to fly off and we were just going to be sitting there in the open. Like, dude, so cool. So much fun. Exactly what you'd want out of like a guy's trip.
Yeah.
Just getting away from life.
And I talked to Cass about that. I was like, man, I swear in another lifetime, I was just like this vagabond loser who would just like walk around and rock climb and just go hiking and just play Americana music. And then you'd never see me again for 6 months. And I just pop up somewhere else because for whatever reason, I'm just drawn to it. Like everything. And I don't know if it's because I live my life in this hustle and bustle and like racing the rat race and like trying to figure out the next big step to take forward. And all of that just seems like I could just chill.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're out there, and I was joking around with me and Cass were joking around with Josh at Lumpy Ridge. Somebody had said something about Saturday for him. He's like, "Oh, I'm working," and Cass goes, well, "I can work Saturday," and I was like, "I'll can beers, dude. Like, no joke. I'll live out of the back of this rented car. They can come find me." But I mean, in reality, we're trying to do big things here, and we're going to do big things here.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no difference of us doing it here and out in Estes. That the funny thing is a lot of where this came from was going to Estes.
Yeah.
A lot of I guess not just Estes, but like going to the mountains, going out and doing hard hikes. We started rock climbing. We've always been into jiu-jitsu. Like B.A.D really bloomed when we took a couple more trips, when we went out to Zion. Like, we're doing hard things. We wanted other people to be able to do that and come to facilities that we have around all of these great areas that we can go out and bust people out and use the landscapes to help them learn. Like, there's something bigger than you out here. It's not just your inner city house and your car payment and your house payment and all of the extra, subscriptions that you pay to watch TV at night. Like, none of this matters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what matters is your happiness. And you might not be happy going out in the mountains, or you might not be happy. But I guarantee there's a place that you could be, that you're doing activities that you love to do. And you don't have to have all of this extra stuff. You're not trying to keep up with the Joneses. And yeah, man, it's just, it's something that that really blossomed. B.A.D really blossomed, the whole idea of it. And then again, I skipped a year and I let life get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went out, and then I skipped a year and I let life get in the way. And now I'm back full tilt again.
Yeah. I think,
every crew's got that one guy who shows up late, drinks gas station mud, and wonders why he feels like trash by lunch. Don't be that guy. Construction Coffee Co. isn't cheap sludge. It's small batch coffee roasted to keep you moving when everyone else is crying about their backs. Smooth enough to sit black, strong enough to keep you upright when your foreman's breathing down your neck. Fuck that guy. And yeah, they've got gear too. Shirts, hats, workwear built tough enough for the job site, not that pajama junk your apprentice wears. This stuff actually holds up when you're crawling through mud or hanging steel. They're there for you to roast beans and roast you, just like you do with your buddies on the job, because that's the culture. Talk trash, laugh hard, and get it done. Construction Coffee Co. Clock in, drink up, shut up. Go to constructioncoffeeco.com to get yours.
I mean, it is a big, big world, actually, specifically.
Oh, yeah. The
world is big, and I want to have a good look at it before it gets dark. I had posted that, I think before, right before maybe July 7th, 2021. COVID kind of fucked up my timelines for life.
March is when we hit with COVID. So that would have been right before or after we left.
But 2021, 2020. So this would have been me, you, and Nick, our first trip.
In July?
Together,
I think we went in August, unless that was when we went for Clint's engagement.
Could have been that too. So that would be second trip.
Yeah. We went out 3 times.
Really?
Me and you. In between.
I'm saying me, you, and Nick.
Okay. I was just saying between 2020 and 2021, we went out 3 times. Me, you, and Nick, and then me, you, and Nick for Clint's.
And this must have been...
I don't know. I didn't mean
either
to
way.
You. Sorry,
no, you're
I was
good.
just thinking.
No, I'm trying to think of it too. Either way, yeah. I mean, it's a big, big world, and especially, I mean, Michigan's a beautiful place. I've been all over it. I mean, I've never been to the Thumb. Outside of that, I've seen most of the UP.
I've seen all the lighthouses.
Yeah.
I've seen most of the UP.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is both of us are sitting here like, Michigan's a great place. Why do we feel like we have to say that?
Because it is a beautiful place, and
Right.
if you don't live here, you don't take it for granted, and you
Right.
come here and you don't take it for granted.
Right.
Because if you drive along the coast all the way up on the west side of the state,
fucking beautiful.
beautiful, and especially with the color change and all that stuff, and then if you cross the bridge, the UP is great too. It's beautiful. There's so many things to see, and you might get a little bit more, geography out of the UP than you do down here.
Definitely. Yeah.
And that's not saying much because there's one mountain in the UP. I think it just barely qualifies. But, I think anywhere that you live, you take it for granted. It's just kind of how it is. Like anywhere you were born and raised, especially. Because if you move somewhere, you're making a choice to go and be like, wow,
Yeah.
I like this. This is what I want. I mean, quick shout out to Utah. I mean, fuck your alcohol laws and
The weed laws.
all that
all of
weird
that.
shit you guys run on, but Zion's probably one of the most beautiful places I've seen on this earth, period.
Yeah.
Not that I've been that many places on the earth.
Still have to go to Yosemite.
True.
Yeah.
Probably skip the Badlands.
yeah.
Don't go to the mountains first. Hit the Badlands on the
I said hit the Badlands first. It's like upside down mountains.
Yeah.
Just kind of
piles of mud.
Yeah.
Dinosaur shit, if you will.
it's still cool. But.
Yeah, in all these trips we've done, like my first trip to Colorado was the bomb. But I think my favorite trip that we all did was the three of us, me, you, and Nick, on our first trip. Because, we added another person to the crew for it.
Yeah.
And we went everywhere. We saw so much cool stuff. A lot of it, was driving. Frankly, driving through Texas is stupid.
Yeah, that was
Shouldn't take 15 hours to get out of one state.
yeah.
For whatever reason. I mean, it's a big state. I should explore more of it.
There's
I
beautiful
like
parts of Texas.
I definitely
too,
like Texas, but that sucked driving up through the
Yeah.
Panhandle. Be cooler. But outside of that,
Yeah, and like what again what I'm saying about like we just feel like we have to say this thing about Michigan because like again, we take it for granted. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
There are times where I pull my truck over and take a picture of the sunrise or the sunset because it's fucking beautiful here at times. A lot of our time in Michigan is fucking gloomy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes...
we get 75 days of sun a year. Pure sun, no clouds.
And
that's not much.
No. And it's not something I can live in.
Yeah.
It's just not something that like I know like it's like I feel a panic in my chest when I hear that number.
Mm-hmm.
Because you go out to Estes, and that's one thing we were talking about. They're like, yeah, we get over 300 days of sunshine.
Yeah. Well,
but it's like
the only thing about Colorado that needs to be understood is it's kind of like Colorado's kind of like a crazy girlfriend. She changes her mood a lot.
Yeah.
It goes from snow in the morning to sunshine to rain in the afternoon
to hail to
cloudy, then back to sun.
A nice cool night. Like,
and that's some days.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of schedule. Most of the time there could be a 20, 30 minute of this or that, no matter where you are in the day. But overall, there's definitely a lot more sunshine. And that definitely has something to do with being higher up because, well, I'm no scientist, but I feel like being closer to the sun like that, even if it's by 3,000, 4,000 feet of base elevation, I think it cuts through that shit a little bit more.
Yeah. You know what also cuts through? What it also cuts through? People's fucking attitudes.
Oh, yeah.
You will never meet nicer people.
Yeah. The higher up you go, the nicer.
You go on a hike,
yeah.
The nicer people you meet.
Yeah.
If you're at Bear Lake, and again, we're just talking about Estes. Like, I've been around to other parts of Colorado and stuff, and like, I love all of Colorado. It's great. I could skip the flatlands. It's like Michigan and Ohio had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I guess not because there's mountains. But regardless, it's like the people walking around Bear Lake, not all of them, but there's some people who literally, like you said, just jump on a bus. They drive up there.
Yeah.
They walk around in a half-mile circle that they haven't walked a half-mile circle in their, I don't know, and maybe in their adult lives. And it's great to see people like out there walking. Sometimes they're not the nicest. But if you go up and you keep going up and you meet somebody else who's hiking the same mountain as you, there isn't a fucking frown in sight other than the fact that they're exhausted and everybody is just as exhausted as you are.
Yeah.
When we were hiking Mount Olympus, we started off 5 minutes in, this group of like 4 other people and an older man, like 60s, 65, passed us. And Cass didn't say anything. I didn't say anything to her. We both had the same thought. Like, fuck. Damn, man.
They're winning.
That old guy's going to beat us up there and beat us back. And they didn't. Like, we just kept bouncing, kept playing hopscotch, kept bouncing back and forth and back and forth. But there, you run into them and everybody has a joke to tell in the quick little 5 seconds of passing. Or, you know, I mean, there was it? I don't remember if somebody did it to us. No, I don't remember if who did it. Man, I told Cass this too, and I'm forgetting the whole thing. But we're hiking. I think somebody did it to us. We were hiking up, and like it was like our first time going to Estes Cone, and like we're walking. We're still in like the flat area, and then he's like, "Don't worry, you guys, you're almost there." And it's like fucking an hour and a half later. And we make it up. And we're like, what the fuck was that guy talking about? And then I think Nick did it on the way down to somebody else. Like we're like to the ranger station almost. The quote 1 mile to the ranger station. That's actually like 4.
Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you. You Rocky Mountain Park Service Rangers.
Not really. You guys do a great job.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful.
But that dude
you're lying.
Straight up lied to me. And that sign lied. Yeah. I like got back to you and Nick ran back down. And I was like, hey, look at my watch. It says 3 miles, not 1 to the sign. But yeah, and I think Nick said it to somebody else. He's like, you're almost there. It's like, first of all, at that point, you don't even know where you're going.
Yeah.
You don't know which, where is you're almost at. But yeah, you just don't meet. I don't know, man. It's so different. And like, I felt really cool, to like, we always go hiking, and then Lumpy Ridge always seems to be our place because like you're sitting there. It's such a fucking beautiful spot. And I said it within me and Cass's podcast too, but like, it was funny. We ran into one of the owners and down at one of the restaurants down there. And he was talking to us and he's like, oh yeah, I got to work at the gas station tomorrow. I was like, huh? What is he? He's like, waves goodbye. I goes out and I look at Cass. I go, their first spot used to be an old gas station. And so I was like, Cass is like, what a humble way of saying things. And then, we talked to him later on about it, but it's always been a, beautiful spot. We didn't actually even think to go and hike Lumpy Ridge and stuff. And we did all of that. Dude, there's so much climbing out there. Like we won't get into all of that right now. There's tons of podcasts we can talk about it, but I found out that there's some very famous climbers who live in Estes Park.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Didn't know.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, but we went out there and we went up hiking up Lumpy Ridge to Gem Lake and then got up on like East Gemstone and like we're at the tippy top and you can see where we were when we're sitting at Lumpy Ridge Brewing having a beer. And that's the same, like that is the one time where I'm like, I don't socially, like I only socially have a drink. I don't know. I could probably count on my hand how many times I've drank by myself. It was always going to bars. It was always going to parties. It was always having friends over for a bonfire. Like, and when we get done there, like when we get done with a 6-hour hike or something, it's so nice to just come back and just sit with a beer. And it's a Rancho is what I was drinking. It's fucking great, dude. But just to sit and be like, oh shit, we were all the way up there. Like it doesn't necessarily seem that far away, but then you start looking, you're like, I literally cannot see if that's a tree or a bush or it is so far away and it's so far up that you can't
Just like looking down outside of a plane.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, look how tiny everything
looks. It was
looks.
so cool, dude.
Yeah.
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 I just love it.
Well, and Lumpy Ridge in general is cool. First of all, the hiking part of that, which obviously I'm wrong, but when I hear Lumpy Ridge, I'm like, come on, man, I want to do a peak.
Yeah,
I don't want I want a lumpy ridge. It sounds like rolling. It sounds like Summers Knoll, that old school shit they used to play at Quality 16. It's like a little hill. That's dumb, but I mean, it is a really fun place to sit. Because I remember when me and Cass sat there and we played Civil War
what the hell
trivia.
Was that game? It was like 1920. It's still there.
Yeah,
we didn't play it, but I saw the box. It's like a 1940s like card game. Like it's
surprisingly
it's not a card against
well.
humanity, but it's like that, like a Jeopardy style, like questioning game from like 1940s.
I just love trivia.
I know.
I love it. Anyway, but yeah, there's something too that, I mean, as complicated as this whole world is, there's something to sitting down and reading something a Civil War soldiers.
I know.
You might have printed on the first printing press to play a card game, but it is a good time, and it does. I don't know. There's something to the majesty of a mountain range that I personally feel, as long as if you have the right intention towards it, it's really good for slowing down and just thinking about how small we all are in such a big world.
Yeah.
And, I think it helps you personally. I think it helps me be more grateful. It helps me, I don't know. It helps me view the things that matter a little differently. Because, I mean, hiking sounds like, oh, we're just going to go on a hike. But it can be very dangerous. You twist your ankle, you get hurt. Like, it could be a little bit of a thing to get back, to get down. Like that fella, he was skiing, or no, he was snowboarding. Where was it? I feel like it was somewhere around Rocky Mountain. Not like a normal trail that everyone else has followed. He was up there for 13 hours till he got rescued, just stuck on the side of a mountain in the snow on his snowboard.
Yeah. Somebody that literally there was a storm that blew into Boulder, like around Boulder or whatever, and snowboarder went up, and
that's probably the same guy then.
But I don't know. This literally just happened when we were there. And then,
that's what I mean.
But then
I think it's the same
to
guy.
your point, man, there's like the National Park Service and like the rangers out there, they're incredible. Their eyes are way more open than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Like a family of 4 got out late night on Bear Lake because they have the timed entry, which completely understand it. It just sucks. That's if
you have a family,
period, it just sucks.
It's hard to show up at 5 a.m. to go.
But it's fine. It's also fine.
It's absolutely.
Because I understand it, because there's been like an increase of I don't know the percentage on all national parks, which is awesome. I love that everybody's going out. That's great.
Yeah.
Still sucks. Timed entry still sucks. But until there's a better way, I think it's working great. But family of 4 goes up after the timed entry period ends, which is like, I think 6 p.m. out there. And they go up to Bear Lake and they start hiking.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours later, rangers don't see them, call in for lost hikers. They're like a mile and a half off a trail. Brought 1 water bottle, no rain gear, no nothing. Massive storm hit that night. That storm kept us awake.
Yeah.
It was rough. But, and then they jumped right up and they took off and they found him and they got him back. And, they were all okay, which is good. But, that's just like the point of it. You can go up there, there's danger, but it's also like you're pushing yourself into this completely different world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not walking to a gas station where there's streets or I can bang on somebody's door and borrow a telephone. I think there's something to us when it comes to that, the sapient side, where it's like that completely bare bones of us wants to be back out away from all of the comfort it feels good to walk around the woods and not have certain things accessible to you.
Safety being one of them. Being free. That's true freedom.
It feels good. And I know that there's points where that would feel scary.
Mm-hmm.
But like to have a choice to be like, I'm going to go walk out there where it's going to be really hard. And the payoff is, frankly, if you've never climbed a mountain at all, the payoff is worth it at any point in time. Like from 12,000, from like 12,000 to, I'm sure, whatever Everest, 27,000. What, I don't even remember what it is, but like the payoff is worth it at the lowest to the highest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's doesn't matter because it's every single one is completely different. Every single trail is, you're never going to walk up one mountain that's going to be the same as the next. And that's what makes it so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're doing these hard things that push you and you get a reward at the end of it. And the reward is, and I think like to your point, the reward is seeing this world and you're so small.
Mm-hmm.
And like all of your problems are just as small as everybody else's. And it's like you get to put on this, you just get to see the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're not actually seeing the world, but like things in your life, like you appreciate way more. Like they're so small compared to a mountain that you're seeing that's miles away.
Yeah,
Cass & Co. Upscale Thrift is redefining resale. Think timeless fashion, luxury brands, and curated pieces, all at prices that let you stay stylish without the splurge. Whether you're hunting for vintage classics or this season's designer staples, we'll make high-end accessible. Dress like you own the runway for a fraction of the price.
I was just like,
for me, that's the best way I could explain it, is it's the freedom. Just don't get me wrong, there's still like, there are some rules that are mostly out there for your safety, but I think, who was it? Was it American Contingency? I don't know. Either way, there was this line that used to come out. I cannot remember what company it's from, but it was like radical freedom. And like part of the price of radical freedom is a lack of safety. It's your choices, it's what you do, it's how you handle things. And that's my favorite part about being able to be out in the national parks. And to that point, as Americans, we are extremely lucky that we have these national parks, national forests, national wildlife areas, BLM, Bureau of Land Management, that we are so incredibly lucky because there's almost nowhere in the world that has this amount of land that isn't supposed to be touched or done anything with outside of enjoyed by the citizenry. That being said, we as Americans cannot give up a single fucking acre of this land.
completely agreed.
And there was just a quick touch on it. Not too long ago, there was a potential land sale that was going to happen. Thank God it got stopped.
You know, there's another one.
Oh,
like
I'm sure
happening right now, like September. I'll send you the link, and for anybody else too, put it in the podcast. There's another one where basically they do the whole, we're going to try and grab land. We're going to make a big deal about it. Once it doesn't pass, we're going to pretend like we forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they slyly come in. They're still trying to take another 47 million acres, including Alaska, Colorado, and I forget another state, but I know it's not Utah, but but regardless, they're trying to, go back under the table and do the same thing. So I'll put it up, and I'll send it to you.
I can't remember the fellow that was on Rogan who talked about it, but and it was something I never really paid attention to, only because, as much as I know that people want to expand businesses and build new bullshit,
do it somewhere else.
Do it somewhere else. Not a single fucking acre.
Yeah. You cannot.
Can't
give up an inch.
This is wildlife. This is plants. This is open spaces. This is free, literally free for you to enjoy. So even if you don't want to enjoy it, Make sure everyone else can. Make sure your kids can.
Yeah.
Not a fucking acre.
I love that. No, it's true. I mean, I actually was gonna
Like,
bring that up to you, anyways.
I've never, I would never call myself like a tree hugger. Not that I think there's anything wrong with it. But on this, I think this is something all Americans should agree on. That no company deserves our land. Like, this is yours.
Yeah. It's yours. It's mine. It's everybody else.
Everyone's.
And I think the majority would always agree.
Yeah. And even if you don't want to enjoy it,
again, like you said, maybe your kids will
hold on to it.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah. I completely agree. Yeah, man, it's we're trying to figure out a way. I'm always trying to figure out a way, and it's not just it's only like every time I think, it's not just my thoughts are always like everyone.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts are almost always. It's like me and Cass. And then I'm like, well, how can I get my business out there? Which means how can I get my friends out there if they want to? Like, how can we move to a place and keep this going and keep this running? And I think this last time I was just like, well, you just do it.
Mm-hmm.
This goes for everybody. And I can't say this more like loudly or to more of an extreme. I've been fucking depressed here. I feel like there's ghosts here for me. I've talked to you about that. Like, you drive by certain places, certain things happen. And it's not like you can come to grips with all of that. And you can come to an understanding of like, of course, that place is going to remind me of something shitty because something shitty happened there. Of course, like, I drive by a place that my best friend hung himself. And it's like, I don't want to drive by that all the time. It fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I've come to grips, like, that's just a place. But that's another thing where it's like, it feels sometimes when you're in a place for so long or in the place that you grew up and you didn't give yourself the chance to explore more. Like, you have ghosts around. Ghosts of past relationships, of family members who have lost and friends who have come and gone and just poor situations that have happened. And you can turn that around and you can be like, oh, well, there's good things here too. And there are. But I don't think it's ever too late. Like, I love my family and I never take advantage of them. But if I were to go out there, I know for one, it would hurt. It would suck for a while for my parents or my grandparents or whatever. Because we talked about that, like, I think it's Jordan Peterson thing where it's like, you're only going to see your parents like so many times. But I started thinking about that. And I'm like, yeah, that really sucks. And of course I could see them more here, but it's like, couldn't we see each other that limited amount of times with both of us being as happy as we are? Like, wouldn't they want you to see? Wouldn't they want to see you as happy as you can be in the place that you love? And my brain always says yes to that because I know ultimately love outwins any other feeling that we have when it comes to that. And if you have understanding parents, I'm sure they're thinking the same thing. But it does suck.
And if not, do you, especially them.
So, I mean, ultimately, man, when it comes to like, everything is scary. Every bit of change. Starting a new weight goal, changing jobs, changing locations, moving into a house, getting a new car. Things are fucking scary. But it doesn't mean you can't go back. Like, it doesn't mean that you can't try. It doesn't mean that you can't be like, hey, I'm gonna give it my all and I'm gonna go for broke. And I think that's what we're gonna end up doing. I think it's just gonna be we're gonna strategically do it as well as we can. But when it comes time to make that leap of faith, it's just gonna be, I think that people need to just take the leap of faith. Be smart about it. Be as smart as you can.
Mm-hmm.
But then when that last thought comes through of when the last thought of fear comes through, stand up, put your chest out, put your shoulders back, and take the fucking leap of faith.
Mm-hmm.
Because more than likely, your life is going to change for the better. And if it doesn't, you can come back.
Mm-hmm.
You can come back with better experiences. You can come back with a better understanding and knowledge of not to do stupid things. Maybe you did it stupid that time. Like, risk is a part of life.
Mm-hmm.
And if we sit in this comfort hole, all bundled up nice and warm all the time, we don't grow. And we sure as shit don't come to a happy place. We might think we are for a while because we're nice and cozy and warm. When we wake up and we're 65, 70, 80 years old and we didn't go and experience everything that are, and I'm talking about this from my personal experience because it's like 8 years of my life have passed. In the moment I went out to Colorado, I said, I need to move here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's now 8 years of my life. And it's like, I didn't waste that time because I grew a lot. And I don't know if I would have grown the same way if I was out there. But it just gives me more appreciation and me more of, hey, I'm just going to move. Hey, we're going to figure this out. And it doesn't mean I'm never coming back. It doesn't mean that we won't have a business here.
Mm-hmm.
Like what we want to do for B.A.D is have them all over. I want to travel. It was always a thing of like, we want to bring events to like these big cities to pull people who feel like they're stuck in that hustle and bustle. Like they feel like they're stuck in this.
Maybe outside the big cities.
Yeah. I just mean like you feel like they're
them.
stuck in that concrete jungle and they don't, I don't know, man. There's something different about running a trail versus running on asphalt.
Yeah.
Like, I just think that people can benefit from just making some scary changes in their lives and do the changes that are going to make your life better first. Like, do the necessary changes. The things that you're running away from, that ego is being like, why? I don't want to admit that that's wrong with me and I need to change that because then I'm embarrassed about it or whatever. Make those fucking changes. Shove ego into a box and kick it down the river.
Yeah.
Be embarrassed. Do like just be yourself and make the decisions that are going to make you the most happy. And try not to hurt people along the way. Like, don't be a dick and don't only look out for your happiness and stuff. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I've felt very similar, and obviously my life's changed for the better. But there is something that was so extremely romantic about just leave. And I was getting there. Like, I don't know that I would have ever totally pulled the trigger on it, but like, just get on my motorcycle and leave. And don't tell let a couple people know maybe, but in the romantic sense, don't tell anybody where you're going. Don't be there. Don't show up. Like, people used to seeing you at the bar every night. Don't be there. Do something.
Right.
Mitigate the risk. Like, I think it's only because I've heard him say it so many times was Andy. Mitigate the risk, but do the thing. Yeah. I mean, because particularly Andy Stumpf, talking about him, he used to do the wingsuit shit, squirrel suit, whatever you want to call it, base jumping, all of it. Yeah, right. Extremely,
Andy
overall, extremely dangerous. But you can mitigate all the risk as much as you possibly can, and then it's up to you. And I think that's like if there's something you want to do, sit down, make a plan, mitigate as much risk as you can. But there's always going to be risk because things don't always work out.
There's always there's always going to be that. That's what I'm saying. It's like the same thing you are. It's like, once you mitigate that risk, once you don't be stupid about things, Like, try to be as smart as possible about it. But there's always going to be a point where you have to pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, that's okay too. But you have to live with that decision. Like, at any point in your life, you can look around and say, am I actually happy in this? Am I doing everything? If I'm doing everything right to help myself right now and become a better person, and I just feel like I need to make this change. If you think that that's actually going to be what's going to help you, and you make a plan for it, and you decide to pull the trigger, things could drastically change for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and like just a quick jump back, like as far as what we were talking about earlier, the higher up you go, the nicer people are. It's got it personally, what do I know? But I think most of it is because of the struggle that people are going through to do something that they like doing. They want to go hiking, but it's never easy, especially above sea level. And I think it can kind of make you feel like things aren't, like I'm doing a hard thing. I see these other people doing a hard thing, and I'm like, man, good for you. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Especially old men. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're Colorado old, so they're probably in better shape than me just by existing based off my below sea level living my whole life. But there's something to that little struggle that you can find, and it being so nice and pretty, and you getting to enjoy the scenery and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, go find something to struggle with.
I think that's the biggest thing, man. I think people could, I say that too much. I say that's the biggest thing. There's a lot of biggest things in my life.
Everything's big.
Yeah. I'm a small guy, No, man, I agree. We've heard it time and time again. People need struggle in their life. And I'm not talking about the struggle where it comes to being like, you need to lose family members and you need to, get into a car wreck and you need to you need to willingly put yourself in hard places to become better as a human being. That goes for exercise. That goes for, mental strength. Put yourself in difficult spots to get yourself out. Give yourself a hard workout. Challenge your mind. Challenge your thought. Read books. Do all of that stuff that's going to actually help you grow. And make a leap of faith once in a while. Don't let the thought of change scare you so much that that's the only deciding factor.
Mm-hmm.
Because you should have a choice. Your heart should have a choice too.
Yeah, I mean, something I've thought about a lot lately is that, the worst thing you can do is nothing. You could do something that you think is good in the moment, and it might be bad. You could do something that you think is right, and it is right. But ultimately, doing nothing is nothing. You did nothing. You sat there, and you didn't either seize the opportunity for good or worse. But if there's something that you aspire to, then you need to try it, at least.
Yeah.
And I guess you might learn something about yourself, what you could improve on.
What you hate.
You might think it's the thing that you love the most in this world, and it turns out it fucking sucks, and you don't want to do it anymore.
But guess what? You're not dreaming at the end of your deathbed thinking, I never got to try that.
Yeah.
Just to find out that you wouldn't have even liked it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I can give a challenge to anybody this week, it's take a step forward in any fucking direction. Do something. think about whatever's going to make you happy and just take one quick step forward. And even if that first step forward is making a plan, and even if you need to plan the old Michigan Whitmer way of fixing our roads, but $27 million to make a plan, fix the roads.
I'm starting to wish those guys got a hold of her.
Yeah.
Not
I know
really.
that. I know.
Fuck you, FBI.
Yeah. Anyways, I think if we can give anybody a challenge, if we can give anybody a challenge this week, it's, or this week or this month or this year, whatever, it's take a uncomfortable step forward, get back to doing what you loved to do as a child, see if you still like it, get back to doing what you liked to do when you were in high school. If you're old enough, just get to doing something that you love to do and try to find happiness in what you used to, or try to find happiness in something new, and just try to make a step forward towards that. I
think you said something.
Okay, I don't fucking know, dude. All right, I think we're good. It's been an hour and 15 or an hour. We'll probably hit 45 minutes. Actually, no,
Not really amusement.
it was an hour and 10 minutes.
Outside of fuck the FBI, which I will repeat.
Oh, that's fine.
Trapping.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll leave all the other stuff of the world up to the next episode with me and you.
It's got to be bad thoughts.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's got to be bad thoughts only because I
know.
Got a lot of heinous shit to say, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Good
All right.
and bad.
Well, let's leave this one off on a good note. And I'm happy to be home, but I'm also happy to have the feeling that a new home can be on the horizon. And we're going to do huge things when it comes to bed. And going to figure out a way to make all this happen for all of us, all of our families, everything. So back to the grindstone and back to the planning. Nate's out there swapping an engine on a Colorado vehicle right now. Thanks, Nate.
Yeah.
Love you.
Nate.
Yeah. All good?
Yeah.
All right.
Speak your mind and be happy, people.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Love you all. Peace.